I've been sitting here chatting with the dog's guardians about their day-to-day routine, and from what the information I've gotten, I think that dogs think that they are on the same level as the humans, and I think that's at least contributing to the problem. Now, I was asking if the dogs nudge for attention, and they do, and we were going through, petting with a purpose, and it's important to understand that anytime we pet our dog or give it affection, we're agreeing with whatever it's doing at the time. Now, that's going to be a little bit contrary to what I'm going to go over here, which is a concept called counterconditioning. Well, actually, not contrary. You mentioned that Aspen will come and really burrow into you under the covers if a thunderstorm happens when you're asleep. And like most people naturally do, you pet your dog and try, it's okay, baby, but dogs learn through association, so the dog's like, if I act scared, I get a lot of love and attention from my guardian, so I'm going to continue to act this way. They don't do it intentionally, but it just kind of happens. Now, there's a concept called counterconditioning. Counterconditioning is a principle or a concept where basically we expose our dog to something it's fearful of in a situation that is controlled at a very low level of intensity, so the dog is not fearful of it. So thunderstorms, I've written about this in my weekly dog behavior columns that I write for different papers multiple times. There's an MP3 or WAV or whatever you want to call it, a file that you can buy and play it on your phone or your CD player or whatever. I usually like to do this out of a stereo so you can get some realistic sound. And you can get it, it's like 4 or 5 minutes of thunderstorms. So what I would do is take your dog out for some exercise, not overly so, but give it a good amount of exercise so it burns, gets a good workout in. Give it a 15, 20-minute recovery period, and then go to wherever the room with the good stereo is, start playing it, but the first time we play it, we just play it at maybe level 2. And we're just feeding our dog treats the whole time. And we just do that a couple times until our dog, at first when we do it, we can barely hear the thunder. We can hear it, but it's just very faint. So you practice it maybe about 10 or 12 treats, and then you let your dog go about doing whatever it's done. Now, dogs learn and they process what they learn. They don't learn, but they process what they learn when they sleep. So in between each one of these practice sessions, you want your dog to nap or sleep. So the first time you can maybe go, 15 treats or so, and or you can get, some peanut butter on the treat so it's a little bit, but we want them a positive association. They're getting something good happening while they're hearing it. And we do that 2 or 3 times until the dog, doesn't even care about the thunderstorm. Then next time we do it, we raise the volume a little bit. And we keep on increasing the volume. Maybe you could do it every other time you do it. You got to go on your dog's pace. You don't want your dog to lose it or react. If we do that, we push too far too fast. The goal for this is keep your dog feeling safe and being calm while it's hearing something that is normally fearful of at a very low intensity. And because we're providing a positive reinforcer and dogs associate the two things together, after a while, thunderstorm means I get tasty treats filled with peanut butter. I like tasty treats with peanut butter, so I'm going to start looking forward to it. Now, the way we make this happen is by doing it gradually. So this might be, you might have to practice this 50 times. And each time you turn the volume by a meter of 1. But at the end, you're playing volume at full blast, and it sounds like there's a thunderstorm in your room, and your dog not paying any attention to it because we've removed the fear, we've counter-conditioned or changed, them to think about the thunder as a good, positive thing. Now, a lot of times what I will do when I have a puppy, if it's during the critical socialization period, I have a little 6-month-old Dalmatian named Quest. It stormed the first time, the last Jazz in the Green that they had in Omaha. I took him to the Jazz in the Green knowing that it was going to rain. And we got there right as it was starting to rain, and everybody else was running. We sat down, people looking at us like we're crazy, but I wanted him to experience. For the first minute or two, like, I'm getting all wet. And after a couple minutes, like, this is great. I can splash. I can drink wherever I want. I pee, and it's like there's pee already there. And so they're very happy. And so for him, now if I've let him outside when it's raining or wet, he just goes out there and pees. Or in the rain, he'll go out there and pee, and he has no fear of it. Other dogs, they go out there and they're like lifting one of their paws the whole time because they don't want it to get wet because they're not used to it. So I wouldn't take your dog out in a thunderstorm by itself because I think that's going to be exasperating the fear. But if you can disassociate or create a positive association to the sound of the thunderstorm, and there's no other elements. So it's very easy, it's much easier for us to compartmentalize that. And after a while, you get to the point where you can play a volume as loud as you want, even surprising the dog without any treats, and it doesn't blink or cower. Then you're ready for the next step, which would be take it out next time there's a thunderstorm. And I would have a lot of treats. Take it out and don't pet it. But dogs get over things by literally moving forward. So we can eliminate the fear of the sound, then it's just getting wet. But if we're associating it with a positive treat and we're moving forward at the same time, do that a couple times, he should be fine to the point where thunderstorms don't bother him anymore in the future. So that's how we want to use counter conditioning to help a dog get over a fear of something.